and welcome to my channel. This is a bit of a floss tube, but I thought I would open this, show you where I'm going with my black work, and yeah. So this is a package from Itchy Stitchy. This is, oh, look at that. So I can see all my pretty colours. This is the colour selection for my peppermint purple stitch along. This is the project bag that I'm using. This was bought on Ali. I happened to be searching Ziploc bags for something and thought I might use it. It's really, really handy. It's tough. So it has everything. It's got my cutter. It's got my floss. I've put it into mini bags. I'm waiting for my floss away bags. I know they're fairly similar, but I wanted to keep the individual strings clean, tidy, and everything else. So what I do, I did watch one of Rachel's videos the other day. She pulls a lot shorter thread than me. I actually pull a full arm's length. So I will hold the main floss and I will pull it the length of my arm, so I've got about 1 meter, and then I will strip the individual threads out. These are the rest of the numbers that I had up to date. I just number the bag with a permanent marker. That was the paper bag that I think I got my buttons in from my project when I did my little shamrock. Not the four-leaf clover arrangement. And this is the Year of Black Work pattern. Claire is Claire is the designer. She is the designer of one of many, it would seem, Facebook groups where you can get your black work fix if you have ever tried black work. I got onto it, I think, from either Rachel or Jessie, and I've loved it. Absolutely loved it. These things can be done in less than an hour. I've color printed some of them, but not others. It comes with all the instructions. Comes with the instructions how to do stitches. You get the color chart as it grows, but you also get borders. I've printed the borders that I like. I'm not necessarily convinced that they're the ones I'm going to use. I kind of like that one, and I might even change the kind of flower top if I do it in different colors. There's an alternative. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. This is the color map. So this enabled me to go through. I actually have, maybe it's in here. There it is. This is the one that I worked on for ordering. So I went through my cunning cross stitch, my stitch along, and picked all my colors, ordered it through Itchy Stitchy. They're a little bit more expensive than I have found another company that does floss for cheaper in Australia. I haven't had a shipment from them. I was interested in doing the Twisted Rainbow sampler with the dinky dyes, but I can't get dinky dyes here. Jess doesn't ship to Australia. I haven't heard if she can ship to me. She's on Mislaid Pages, and she has dinky dyes in her Etsy store in the rainbow collection for that. But yeah, so that's the thing. So I went to the store and I bought, I think, up to 11. Sorry, I went to Itchy Stitchy and bought to 11, and then I went back and bought the rest of the weeks. So I've got all of the colours for the whole collection. So I'll be able to bag all these up when my floss away comes. I'm up to, let me show you. I'm up to here. I'm stitching in hand, loving that as well. So much easier. I know the picture there, yeah, isn't brilliant. I don't know why it's not rendering very well, but this is my cross stitch. Look, I've looked through this a bit finer and gone, oh, I've not gone into the correct hole. I may or may not fix it. I know I'm brand new to blackwork. I am trying to do my stitches in lines, so if they've got an orientation I will continue through. That's sometimes easier or harder depending on the pattern. So some of the lines aren't quite as crisp or as balanced as I might otherwise like. The one that seems to be causing people issues is the Celtic knot, where it curls around, so I'll be looking for tips from the group when we get to there. But some of these with the crisp straight lines are just gorgeous. It's when you start going around corners that it tended to give me some difficulty. But I started with the black yesterday and just kept going until I finished the thread. So that's why I ended up getting down to here and not finishing the square. So yeah, that's how that goes. Most of these, the directions are that it takes 0.1 of a skein. I think it's 0.2 of a skein for the black, for the 310. People have been doing this in their own colours. I'm using the colours that have been given. It's quite muted, as you can see from the colour palette here and here. It doesn't go through the full rainbow range. It's pale pinks, blues, they're empty bags, burgundies, blues and greens. So you're not getting a kind of transition as you go through, but that's okay. It was more for the skill of doing the black work. The rainbow twisted sampler, I may still get a hold of it. I'll see how I go with time, and I may contact that Aussie store. I think it was Colour Connection or something. I may contact them for help. I also have a store in Tasmania that I can go to in Sandy Bay, where I can ask for help. I don't know if they're still open, so again, it may need a phone call or an email saying, look, this is what I'm after, can you help me? Because the twisted rainbow sampler is on the onyx or the black kind of fabric, so, and it was also on even weave, and even weave I need to have super light, and yeah, my eyes need to be working, and I'm finding the Ada is fine at night. I can set the lights to a level that I can work at quite easily, and yeah, just keep going. So this I'm finding is working in hand. I'm actually quite surprised at how comfortable that is. I stitch, I think I use the sewing method, I think it's called, where I stitch with the needle from above all the time. I find that much easier. I don't like Stitcherista's type of method with the push in and then you've got to go behind. I find that tedious. If I was using a frame, I'd have one hand up, one hand down, and I'd be doing it two-handed. I think that's probably what most people do, because she said she's found other people have said she uses an unusual style. So I would think that's a very slow method of doing it. It could be quite cathartic though. So no judgment there. You do what you're comfortable doing, and as I said, the in hand is working for now. This does get crumpled up as I go to each piece, and as I'm getting into the middle, it, you know, is certainly going to be trickier, but this is, you know, the extra that's going to get stretched off anyway or ironed, so it should be fine. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm counting my rows correctly. They look fine, they look square, or they look, you know, the right direction. I'm counting, you know, 3 or 4 times just to make sure I'm correct. Yeah, but really enjoying this. So I will put the link in the description for Peppermint Purple's blackwork. There are a number of blackwork groups that I've now joined. There's a Botanicals one that I'm interested in doing, and I literally need to catalogue all the colours that I have so that I can check out what colours I need for the Botanical series. They're much brighter, more verdant colours. So yeah, we'll get along and start working that out, and yeah, see what that brings me, because I finished my crochet project. I got to, I think, 8 or 9 rows and I stopped, and that's the crochet project done, so that kind of frees up my evening kind of couch time. Yes, and yeah, it's nice to be able to go back and forth between the hobbies. This is trying to catch you up with my cross stitch projects. So start with this one. This you may recognize from my previous one. for another whip and chat. This is my peppermint purple stitch along for this year. I've lost a magnet to my needle minder. I don't know where it fell off, but anyway, I'll have to keep that one safe. It's got a magnet in the button bit, but I've lost the back bit. Alright, if you haven't already seen these, this is what I'm using as my scissors. They have little blades throughout there. That was just bought on AliExpress. You can put it on a chain or lanyard of some kind if you want to keep it around your neck. Permanent marker for my floss away bags. These are not floss away bags, these are just lunch bags, mini lunch bags that I'm keeping my floss in for now. My floss away bags are on the way. The 310 I'm keeping out because I'm doing the borders. The rest of it, these are my working threads. So I've got my bags in order here for the next few colours coming up. These are the colours yet to go into the bags to finish the project. They're getting into the blues and greens after we've had all of the pinks and burgundies. So that's what we've been through. Here, let me get this out of the way. I really, really like this giant Ziploc bag. It's been really handy. This is some 666, and the white, if you can just see it, is a glow-in-the-dark thread. I tried to take a picture last night. It wasn't brilliant, but it was a picture. This is the block that I have left to do. There was an alternate given in week 7, and I think I'm going to go with this one. And this is where I'm up to. So I've done a few of the boxes down a ways. Not wholly happy with how I've finished the heart. I need the tiniest of crochet hooks as well. I've got a bit of a thread coming through. Maybe the tweezers can snaffle it from the back. But there you go. I've got this block to finish, which is week 7, with this one, I think. This one was the palest I've done so far, and it was quite hard to see on the fabric. Let me zoom you in on that one. You can see it's sort of, it's really hard to focus on it because it's so pale. But there's my heart. Somebody was doing it and they've discovered this heart in the process, and I think it was when most of the world started to shut down with COVID-19. So I did the heart in the red. There we go. In the cross stitch, but it's got the glow in the dark stitches through it as well, so it's a little bit chunkier than I would like, but it was a bit of a rookie kind of thing to give a go at. Alright, but that's my project for the peppermint purple stitch along. Colour to do, where is it? On the back. The colour to do here is 335. This colour here is 3326, which is, yeah, as I say, very pale. I think it's potentially amongst the palest in the stitch along. Alright, so that's where I keep my bundle. I only tend to print the current week's pattern, which actually includes everything. I just work on that in my folder. And that is that project. Now, this has given me a whole new addiction. Lord. So I'm nearly up to date on that. I would like to get the black boxes done, and then I want to get on with the border on that. And I did some searching for some borders, and I found this awesome site. Now what was it called? String or Nothing. No, sorry. This one here, this pattern here that you can see. This was done by Fionn, I think is her name. She's on the group. She's designing all these patterns, and she gave me the inspiration to go thread hunting, so I will come back to that one. This though, String or Nothing, has these books, Ensamplario Atlantio, okay, and I'll get back to those pages in just a second. This is her amazing resource of blackwork and bits of borders. So what I'm going to do, I haven't quite decided which one I'm going to do. I think this one is going to be for my next project, the Botanicals. Potentially Botanicals as well. But I was going to try and find a border in this book that I could do with the stitch along that I'm doing there. So stringornothing.com. And there's all of these borders. The whole book is for free. I printed them because I could. It comes in 4 parts, and there was the other section as well. Now, part of Claire's amazing thing in Peppermint Purple, peppermintpurple.com. Claire has a number of things on the go, and Botanicals is a 12-month stitch along as well. Now that I've kind of caught up, and these are really, the Peppermint Purple stitch along is quite a short and snappy little piece. The box, the little square box, takes about an hour to do. The double box takes a bit longer, so I needed an additional project. Why not? So the Botanical Blackwork, sorry, I'm just going to get you to the flower. So what she does is she gives you a seasonal flower, and she gives the birth flower, and then the suggested colours. Now, you don't have to stick with those suggested colours, but she gives you all the tips and tricks and everything else. So again, I could have saved some trees, but I printed some because of how I stitch currently. She has the bee work. She's redesigned the bees, so I printed out the bees that she's updated, and I found some alphabets that were free on the internet as well, and backstitch that I liked. So just for a couple of bits of hints, seeing as I'm still reasonably new to all of this, and back when I was doing cross stitching, it seemed to be like kits and nothing else really. So that's what I'm kind of getting into now. This project of Finns, I think it's Finn. It's FFION, I think is her name. Right. My idea with this, I went to the cross stitch shop. We still have some businesses that are open. Whether or not you deem it to be essential, I don't know, that's up to you. Anyway, my idea for this was to have a variegated brown on the hedgehogs. So I went for those and this. Okay. So this is Echo in CGT. Now, I'm kind of new to this. The owner of the store, Carolyn, was saying that these are Australian. These are Cottage Garden Threads, okay, are the Australian. It's 10 meters in these little bundles. I'll zoom in for these. So it's 10 meters for these little bundles. They're very, very cute. And I was completely blown away. So let me see if I can find you the like things. Alright, so I got some India in the variegated grey, and I got this beautiful buttercup variegated yellow. 10 meters in each of these. That's tons. Now, I also got this variegated brown from Water Lilies. I got a couple of these in Water Lilies. I'm just trying to sort out my tags so I can get you the similar companies together. So Water Lilies. Now what I was thinking of doing was having these hearts in a kind of teal green or a red. That was kind of where my brain was going. Here we go. So a teal green or a red in these bits of the borders. So when I found the variegated, I kind of thought, oh my god. Now this is silk. It feels so good. Really, really good. This is Holiday. It's a 25 Holiday, and it's from the Karen collection, Water Lilies by Karen. Also got the brown in the and the green in Water Lilies, and that is green tea. Not sure which one I'm going to go for. So that could be the hedgehog and that could be the border, or I could use the Echo. Stand by though, there is more. Alright, now this, what have I got? I know, I saw all the pretties and couldn't resist. I did also see this green in Weeks Dye Works, and I did think about mixing these a little bit more specifically. So I've got the green and the red. They are variegated. There is variation in that colour, very, very subtly. This is Teal Frost, and this is Turkish Red, and it's Weeks Dye Works, and it's 5 yards, which, hey Google, what's 5 yards in meters?
5 yards equal 4.572 meters.
4.57, it's 5.5 meters in the Weeks Dye Works. Okay, and I'm sure all you seasoned cross stitchers already know all of this. Sampler threads by Gentle Art. I'm just trying to see if I can find the like one. That is a separate one. Okay, these are Simply Shaker sampler threads. Sorry, those two are Simply Shaker sampler threads. Again, a variegated, really, really deep red. It's Cinders, and then Picket Fence is the white picket fence. They are from Ohio, New Albany, and then Adobe is this variegated brown. That was another one I was looking at for the potential hedgehog colours. Then I saw this one, and it's slightly variegated cream with a little bit of kind of mushroomy brown. It's Lighthouse, and that's in Classic Colourworks, and that's 5 yards. Now, I also turned around and saw these. Oh my god. Now, have I got them all? No. Alright. Now, am I missing? Carolyn actually told me the name of one of these. It was this one. It's 1154, but it's got a name. Like, it's got a nickname. Like, Rainbow something or other. Anyway. Isn't it gorgeous? All of this amazing colour. Hang on, let me look at that. Like, you've got the yellow, you've got the blue, you've got the red, you've got the pink, you've got the purple, you've got the green. It's just mind-blowing. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I got that, and that is 20 yards. That is a buttload of thread. Threadworks 10921. And it's beautiful yellow and pink and a little bit of brown and green through it, but it's quite subtle. And then this one is a little bit more kind of in the candy cane kind of colours, the red, green and white. Really simple in that one, 1086. I just like the colours of this one, the burgundy, the green and the kind of pink, and that is 1083. And I got these just because. And 1084, which is burgundy and green. Okay, so that's those. And then I got some DMCs. These are for the bee, worker bees, that again Peppermint Purple has on their website. You can purchase the pattern for this, and I have done so. I haven't printed it yet, but it's basically honeycomb hexagons, and these are the colours that they use. I think I've got the rest of the colours, so I'm going to go through my stash and pick them up. I got an extra 310 just to have, because 310 is going to be used a lot. My only regret now is I went on Facebook and I saw a girl who had done this on a black background, and it just popped off the page. It was just gorgeous. So between that and my variegated yellow, yeah, that's the plan with that. And then because I was there, I got some étoiles. So I haven't used this before. It is different from what I was expecting. So I've got the black, the silver, and the white in the étoile, and the little bits of glitter through those are just gorgeous. So that's a little bit more adding to my floss stash. Yeah, complete rookie, and yeah, it's kind of like gone all in completely on this now. Saw this, pretty good price, and it's a 50 by 70. That is it's fat quarter. It's Gold Rush, it's Spice Blend, it's number 16, and it's a casual 28. So I'm going to use it like a 14, and it's been edged, being linen, but I could not resist that colour. I don't know what I'm going to do on it, but there you go. It's stunning, isn't it? Oh, it looks more blotchy on the screen, and you know what? It's almost bright orange to me. It's quite pale on camera. So you can actually see a lot more of the subtlety coming out in the camera. But I thought it was beautiful. I couldn't resist. So that is from Stitches and Spice. It's Australian hand dyed. Stitchesandspice.com.au. I think my aim really is to celebrate a bit more of the Aussies in my cross stitch, with the people who dye and the people who design. Now, I got 3 pieces of Ada. This is for my Twisted Rainbow sampler. I got it in 14 count black. It's like nothing fancy about it whatsoever. It's 14 count black. It's for the Twisted Rainbow sampler, and it is ginormous. I'll measure it up and see what's the working pattern. I thought it was much smaller than that. I thought it was more like an A4 size page, but I could be wrong. And I could have got a whole width just so I have extra Ada. So yeah, that's got to get bagged up so that it's clean, it's in a bag. These, then I got for the bees with the monstrous border. So that is 75, sorry, it's not 75, it's 55 by 40, in white 16, and this was similar, I think. Yeah, just under 55 by 30. That was for, what was that for? I had 2 projects that I went for with, and I didn't manage to get them properly. I'm kind of angry with myself. Oh, the Botanicals. So I think that's the Botanicals, and this then was for an other project. So yeah, I've got to measure them, I've got to label my bags, I've got to put them into Ziploc bags so that they're ready to go. I've got to edge them so that they don't start fraying, and that's the general plan with those. So Botanicals, the bees, and I'll measure this one up for the Twisted Rainbow sampler. It doesn't look that big on the screen, and I think I ended up, I must have got the full width, I don't know. If it's this big, holy cow. I'm doing the speciality threads, and I'm getting the Dinky Dyes rainbow set sent to me from Mislaid Pages over in the States, so I will show you that when I get them, because I'm looking forward to them. Yeah, it's kind of where I'm up to with my floss. I think the beauty of these bags, I've got boxes that I've got my cunning cross stitch in over here. My cunning cross stitch is in a box like this. It's in a plastic box crate. The beauty of this means that I can kind of grab it and go, or throw it on the couch to my side. And I have a chicken at my feet. Not a real chicken. I have a chicken. Yeah, kids. But the crate, it's a 14 litre Sistema crate that I've got everything in, and I've got all the bags. So this bag here is my intro colours, and my plan then is, when I've got the intro done, to move on to the next. I did show you Misty's fabric that I got in the Ada. That is going to sort my brain out, and I've got to get started on that. And now that I'm finished kind of catching up with my peppermint purple one, I can start getting onto that and start getting my owls and everything else. Somebody put up a new pattern on cunning cross stitch for headwig, if you want to do headwig instead of one of the others. There are some amazing changes that people have been making, and I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it at the moment, and we'll see how we go, whether I make any changes myself or stick with the kind of pattern. I'm still probably too new to be tweaking things too much to know what I'm doing. I think that's the problem, is just the not knowing what I'm doing. So yeah, that's a little bit of my recent work. Loving the black work. Did find the cross stitch bit a little bit more on the tedious side, but then it was going through very thick as well, and it was going through kind of the layer of Veda and the stitches and itself. So yeah, looking forward to trying this kind of thing. This in reality I think is only like a 4-inch piece. It's very, very small. And that's fine. So I'm going to play with that one with the hedgehogs that Fionn has given with the free pattern, which is really, really cool. She's done a whole heap. So if you like dolphins, or she's done spools of thread with scissors, and somebody did scissor blades with a metallic silver blade. It looks absolutely incredible. So the ingenuity in the group as well is really, really cool. So I started off with peppermint purple because of, I think, Rachel Ray joined in there, because actually what started me off, Rachel started me off on the cunning cross stitch. Then I went on to the peppermint purple because she had done that, or Jessie had done that, Mislaid Pages. And then it was like from there I went on to the other black work groups, because they were sharing pictures of Claire's work on the bees from another cross black work group that Claire runs. And it just, yeah, it's got crazy. So yeah. Alright, enjoying that though. Alright, I'm going to let you go. I do have, I don't know, 2 or 3 other kind of floss tubes where I show you my other bits and pieces. I thought I would just keep the cross stitchy stuff a little bit more separate. If you're interested in checking those out. Yep, I have got a whip and chat that I did last week, I think. Whip and chat number 20 potentially is me doing my black work. If you want to join along, and just I'm answering some questions about, I think they were first date kind of conversation openers. So if you want to join me in that while I'm doing my cross stitch, then grab your work and come along and enjoy that. It's certainly interesting trying to talk and do cross stitch. I think I had to frog a couple of times. Yeah, but I will try and get as many of these links into the Facebook groups as I can, so that you can jump in. I came into the peppermint purple, this one, I came into that at about week 9, ordered the stuff and had most of it here by a week 11, and I'm already caught up to the current week. There's a couple of things I need to go back and do, which is like the box borders and, sorry, the boxes edging and the borders themselves. I have to figure out if I'm going to make a banner with the date, which I think I will, to make that one special. Yeah, so don't think that this isn't something you can catch up with, and especially if you're in lockdown, and you've got the materials around. Some people are doing it with the recommended colour, some people are just doing it with one colour, some people are doing it in black. There are a number of different fabrics that people are using as well, so don't feel like you may not have what it takes to do any of this. Misty Johnson of Mystic Fabrics, I absolutely recommend her fabrics if you're over in the States for any of the amazing projects. She's got some gorgeous wax, or sorry, some gorgeous colours in her hand-dyed Ada and Lagunas, and she's got linens and other things like that, so go check out her website too. And yeah, join in and come and see me again. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye for now.